Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here at the Aztec Theatre to welcome our brothers from across the pond. Yes, one of the most distinctive voices in heavy music. I have with me Dani Filth of Cradle of Filth. Welcome, sir, to our program.
Yeah, hello, greetings.
Great to have you, sir. So many exciting things. I know I'm catching you at the end of the cycle of Cryptoriana. But let's first talk about how you felt about how the reception was been for Cryptoriana, your 12th release.
Cryptoriana, yeah, it's like Victoriana, but Crypt. Yeah, it's been great. We've had a phenomenal response to this record, hence while we're on this second touring cycle of the US, which actually finishes in like 4 days' time. We've been on the road for like 6 weeks now. I think this is gig 30th. Yeah, this is 31.
Yeah.
How time flies. And the response is amazing to this and the previous album, Hammer of the Witches, which is a byproduct of having a great lineup. And we're actually currently, we're going to be re-releasing Cruelty this year. We've got... Yeah, we've got...
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, remixed and remastered, totally from the original tapes. Took us quite a lengthy amount of time. Had some legal issues with it, so it would have been on the 20th anniversary. It was last year, but it's going to be at some point this year via Sony. We've got a live album in the works, and we're also currently writing toward successor to Cryptoriana.
Sir, so is the Cruelty and the Beast is going to be re-recorded, just like remastered?
Totally, it's not remastered. It's been remixed and remastered from the original tapes.
Wow, that's amazing. I was just listening to that record 2 nights ago, and when I was listening to it, I was like, oh yeah, I love Cradle, but the recording was not that great.
Well, henceforth, it's been remixed and remastered, and it does sound great now. Sounds awesome. There's a whole album plus Hell Be No Name.
Before we leave Cryptoriana, let's talk a little bit about your cover of Allison Hell. I love that.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Well, we've been wanting to do it since the Cruelty album, but we just didn't get around to doing it for any, I don't know what reason. And we met up with Jeff Waters on the 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise.
Oh, cool.
In fact, we met up with him several times, so we mentioned in passing that we'd been wanting to do that track for ages, and he kind of gave us his blessing. Was like, man, you got to do it. And since having done it, he's like got back and said he loves the track. You know, thought we did a really good job on it. Yeah, we like it. I think it's just very reminiscent of the rest of the material on Cryptoriana. It just has that very ornate, mythical, spooky metal vibe to it. It's a perfect addition.
I mean, it's kind of like, you've seen the progression of Cradle over the years, and maybe it was a little bit of the production side, but mostly like kind of on the writing side too. Like, you guys seem to be in like a really good place right now.
Absolutely, yeah. We're really enjoying life, enjoying our time as a band, enjoying our time out on the road. I mean, we literally come back from this. Would have been away for 7 weeks, back for 2 days. We go and play the Cruelty in its entirety in Europe. And then we go to South America, then we go to Russia, summer festivals, Australia. Yeah, we've got about another 100 shows this year as well.
But not only just like what you're doing live, but musically too.
Well, yeah, I mean, creativity is flourishing under this new, I was going to say regime, but it's far from that. Under this new, lineup.
Yeah. And as the only original member, I've heard some things where like you're just not like this guy who like, even though when people think of Cradle of Filth they think of Dani, but yet you want to get everybody involved in the writing process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How important is that for you? I mean, how as a leader of the band, how important do you have to strategically plan to do that?
Well, you just leave people up to that. You choose people, get to know people who are good at their jobs, and let them get on with it.
Might some people be intimidated by saying, hey, Dani, I don't like that, I want to do this?
Not our band, no. We're a unit. We live together. We live, breathe, bleed this music. And when you live it together for that amount of time, you become family. And so, you take the rough with the smooth and deliver the goods.
This run is going to end on April 18th. Is this the end of the support of Cryptoriana?
Well, kinda. In the States, at least. We're linking together a bunch. I think we're doing about 20 summer festivals this year, and some of them are being linked together because it just means we can keep a bus out in Europe, keep Lindsay over here from Canada. So we're linking them with other club shows. So it kind of continues. It actually finishes completely our big Halloween show we're throwing in London. Well, it's about a week and a half, 19th in October.
Let's talk about new music. Obviously, you guys are on the cusp. You guys are releasing like new music every 2 years. Has writing begun already for the new Cradle?
Yep, I said that we've started writing. I mean, obviously it's a little difficult on the road, but I think we've got the beginnings of about 4 or 5 tracks. It's all sound really good. The studio is destined for early next year with a release date, either before or after the summer, depending on the live album and the reissue of Cruelty.
Are you doing... I heard that you were going to explore new items for this new record.
Well, absolutely, yeah. We're going to experiment a little bit, see what happens, really. As I say, at the moment, it's already formative. It's in its infancy. We're on tour. It's very difficult to carry on at the level we were doing. So, and we were sort of nibbling away at it. When we get back, we've got a bit of time off in the summer, a few weeks, but mainly the autumn will see us, fine-tune the stuff and finish writing.
Will you again record with Scott Adkins?
I think we don't know at the moment. We haven't decided.
He has kind of been the mainstay for a little bit, but we just heard so many great like fucking sonic landscape in all the past records. So,
well, yeah, no doubt we'll record with him at least. Yeah, for sure.
And Dani, as I mentioned earlier, like you're like the only original member of this band. I mean, and when you think about like almost a 30-year career, but it seems that Cradle has kind of maintained like this really heavy and their thematic themes and this heaviness of symphonic gothic metal or whatever people want to call it, extreme metal or whatever. But it has always kind of remained Cradle of Filth.
Well, yeah, that's the premise behind the thing. You don't just drag anybody in off the street to be a part of the band. And we're such a prolific, very hard-working band that, even a year on the road with the band, you're talking about a huge amount of shows, a huge amount of work, a huge amount of close proximity to one another. Like I say, you become family.
The fact that you've also kind of been contributing to there's other artists out there that you've contributed music to or little sound bites to, like the Bring Me the Horizon guys and Tank and all that stuff. How important is it for you to give back to artists like that?
69 Eyes as well. I'm going to be on their new record. Yeah. I just, it keeps the creative juices flowing. I don't just do everything. I've been offered to be part of quite a few things which I've turned down, depending on whether I like it and the accessibility. I can't really do anything from out on the road. But yeah, no, the Bring Me Horizon thing was a lot of fun. I really did that for my daughter and the fact that Ollie Sykes is a good guy. And I thought that it would be quite a good collaboration. It's very different. Obviously there were a few naysayers who went, oh, fuck you.
I was told to share with you this evening the fact that James Rivera of Hellstar is a big fan of yours, and that he adopted some of your vocal style into what he was doing.
Oh, really? Hellstar are quite an old band, aren't they? I thought.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
A Texas band, and he said, Rob, tell Donnie that I fucking adopted his vocal style in some of our latter albums.
Oh, wow, that's an honor.
He is a Texas legend.
Yeah.
As we end out, Donnie, let's talk about also your other project, Devilman. Are you going to do new music with them?
It's on a hiatus at the moment. We did a show, like a sort of, it wasn't a departure show, but I can't see us doing anything for a few years. There's just too much going on with Cradle of Filth. Yeah, I literally got barely time, to spend with family and girlfriend, let alone, pursuing other musical careers.
You've almost had a 30-year career now, Dani. Did you ever expect or imagine that the career, your musical career, would be this long?
You kind of imagine it when you're, when you're dreaming about doing it. You never picture yourself playing a venue with just like 2 people and a dog in attendance. But at the same time, I guess, 30 years on, I thought, I might have retired.
No. What is the most gratifying part of it for you now at this stage?
Just the fact that we're still, right at the top of our game, and thoroughly enjoying it. I see other people. I have a lot of friends in the music industry. I have some people struggling, other people reveling in it, other people, who I'm not going to name at all. But when I say struggling with it, coping with, alcohol addiction and stuff like that.
Sure.
I just feel, revitalised and pleased that, especially on a tour like this, a nice day like this, great venue, great people, etc., great other bands, that it's a kind of a blessing. So I take every day as it comes.
Did you eat any Mexican food here in San Antonio yet?
I can't eat any Mexican. I'm on some medicine. I can't eat anything spicy.
Oh, no!
Nothing spicy for a while.
Donnie, great to have you on our program, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We've only interviewed Cradle one time before, and that was in our 20-plus year career, and that was in 2001. We interviewed Paul Allender at the Back Room in Austin many, many, many years ago. Yeah. So it is a great pleasure and honor to have you on our show, sir. Any last words for the people in San Antonio and around the world who will see this interview?
Yeah, just thank you for supporting Cradle of Filth. You'll see a lot more of us in the coming few years. That's about it.
Remember, everyone, the latest from Cradle is called Cryptoriana. It's out there on the Nuclear Blast label. Be sure to go out there and pick it up. You saw the man, Donnie, right here on Rob's MetalWorks.